Have you ever wondered whether going to bed early is truly the secret to better health, especially as you age? If you've been struggling with sleep, perhaps waking up still feeling tired even after a full night in bed, you might be surprised to learn that the answer isn't as straightforward as simply hitting the pillow early. Recent research suggests that going to bed too early could be hurting the quality of your sleep and impacting your health in ways you may not have expected. It turns out that your body's natural rhythm might be trying to send you signals that your current sleep routine isn't quite right. If you're over 60 and often find yourself waking up multiple times throughout the night, or if you've been told that going to bed early is the secret to living a longer, healthier life, then this video is one you'll want to watch. We're about to explore the science behind your sleep cycle and discuss why melatonin, the hormone responsible for regulating your sleep, naturally decreases as you get older. Along the way, we'll offer expert advice on how to adjust your bedtime, create a sleep-friendly environment, and understand your body's unique signals for deeper, more restorative sleep. By the end of this video, you'll have a better understanding of how to stop fighting against your natural sleep rhythm and start waking up feeling truly rested. Stick around to learn how to unlock better sleep and a healthier life as you age. Before we dive in, if you're not yet subscribed, I highly recommend hitting that subscribe button and activating the notification bell so you never miss another video. Your support means the world to me, and if you enjoyed this video, feel free to like and share it to help me spread these valuable lessons to others. If this topic resonates with you, drop a 1 in the comments. If not, comment 0 and let me know what you'd like to see more of, so I can continue making content that's helpful for you. Alright, let's get started. Dr. Stevens leaned back in his chair, listening with a calm attentiveness that made Tom feel as though his concerns were being heard deeply. Then, with a gentle smile, he asked a question that completely took Tom by surprise. Could it be that you're going to bed too early? Tom blinked, his mind racing to process the unexpected remark. But I always thought going to bed early and waking up early was the secret to a healthy life, he replied, a tinge of confusion creeping into his voice. If I go to bed early, shouldn't I wake up feeling more refreshed and full of energy the next day? This idea of early bedtimes being synonymous with good health is something many people, especially those of a certain age, hold on to with firm conviction. The concept feels almost comforting, a timeless truth passed down through generations. We've all heard it: early to bed, early to rise makes a person healthy, wealthy, and wise. It seems so simple, doesn't it? But, as Tom was about to discover, this deeply rooted belief may not necessarily be the best approach as we grow older. The body, in all its wisdom, changes with age, and what once worked like clockwork might not suit our needs as we reach our later years. Scientific research paints a more intricate picture. As we age, our circadian rhythms, the body's natural internal clocks, shift and evolve in ways that many of us don't fully understand. For older adults, these rhythms often lean toward an earlier bedtime, meaning the body might naturally crave rest earlier in the evening. But here's where it gets complicated. This doesn't always mean sleeping more deeply or for longer hours. Forcing yourself to follow a rigid bedtime, even when your body isn't fully ready to sleep, can often rob you of the quality of rest you truly need. It's a truth that can be difficult to swallow. What seemed like a good habit may no longer serve us well. Dr. Stevens gently explained this to Tom, underscoring that the key to better sleep isn't about how long you're in bed but how well you sleep. It's not about the hours, he said with kindness, but the quality of sleep you're getting. Waking up in the middle of the night or tossing and turning might indicate your sleep schedule isn't in sync with your body's natural rhythm. His words hung in the air, a revelation that felt both comforting and unsettling at once. Tom was left to ponder Dr. Stevens' advice. Could it be that his bedtime, which had once felt so disciplined and healthful, was now part of the problem? Maybe it was time to listen to his body, to embrace a new understanding of what it truly needed. Instead of continuing to go to bed at his usual early hour of 8 p.m., Tom took a brave step and shifted his bedtime to between 10 o'clock and 11 p.m., aligning more closely with his body's natural rhythm. The results were nothing short of transformative. Over the following weeks, As Tom adjusted to this new routine, he found himself waking up less often during the night. When morning arrived, there was a newfound sense of vitality. He felt truly awake, not just physically but emotionally too. A sense of clarity he hadn't experienced in years. For the first time in a long while, he was no longer dragging himself out of bed with a sense of dread, but instead stepping into the day with energy and a quiet sense of renewal. So, why is going to bed too early often counterproductive, especially as we age? When we're younger, the body's metabolism is actively working, and physical activity leads to the expenditure of energy. This energy loss makes it easier to fall into a restful sleep when the time comes. However, as we grow older, physical activity naturally decreases, and so does the energy burned throughout the day. With less energy exerted, the body finds itself with an excess of wakefulness in the evening. Even when it's time to sleep, the body isn't quite ready to let go, making it harder to drift into a peaceful slumber. On top of that, the body's internal clock, our circadian rhythm, shifts as we age. Older adults often find themselves less responsive to external cues, like the fading of daylight, which once signaled that it was time to rest. This shift can make it more difficult for the body to smoothly transition into sleep, often leading to light, fragmented sleep that leaves one feeling less than fully rested. For some, lying in bed for hours can feel like an agonizing battle, with no real reward of deep sleep to show for it. Melatonin, the hormone responsible for regulating sleep, also plays a crucial role in all this. As we age, melatonin production decreases, further complicating the process of falling asleep and staying asleep. This, too, was a challenge that Tom faced. He would often go to bed early, hoping for a long, restful night, but instead found himself lying awake for hours. It wasn't that he wasn't tired. It was that his body was no longer producing the signals it needed to help him fall into a deep, rejuvenating sleep. Tom's experience, while personal, is something many people can relate to as they age. It's a struggle to find balance in a body that no longer behaves the way it once did, even when we cling to old routines that we think should work. Sometimes, we have to confront the painful truth that what worked in the past might not be the key to unlocking the rest and rejuvenation we seek now. And that's okay. It's a journey of understanding, adjusting, and finally accepting the wisdom that age brings. With patience and self-compassion, we can learn to honor our changing bodies and give ourselves the rest we truly deserve. After following his doctor's advice, Tom experienced a profound realization that completely shifted his understanding of what it truly meant to achieve restful sleep. He had always thought that simply going to bed earlier or staying in bed longer would be the key to a good night's rest. But, as he soon learned, it was not so simple. The real secret to better sleep lay in aligning his bedtime with his body's internal clock, something he had never truly considered before. This revelation opened his eyes to the complexities of sleep, especially as we grow older. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 1 below to let me know that you are still here with me. Tom discovered that as we age, our bodies undergo various changes, and one of the most significant is the natural decrease in melatonin production. Melatonin, the so-called sleep signal hormone, is produced by the pineal gland in our brains, and its role is crucial in regulating our sleep-wake cycles, or circadian rhythms. These rhythms are like an internal clock, signaling to our body when it's time to wake up and when it's time to rest. As the sun rises and sets, our circadian rhythm adjusts accordingly, ensuring that we feel awake during the day and sleepy at night. But as we age, especially after 70, melatonin production begins to decline, leaving many older adults with disrupted sleep patterns. This decrease in melatonin is not just a minor shift. It is a fundamental change that affects the quality of sleep and can leave many feeling tired, even after a full night in bed. What is melatonin, exactly? To put it simply, melatonin is the body's natural way of telling the brain, it's time to sleep. Think of it as a trusted guide, helping our body distinguish between the light of day and the darkness of night. It helps our body wind down when the day is over, preparing us for restful, rejuvenating sleep. Without it, our internal clocks begin to lose their synchronization with the world around us, which is why many older adults experience that frustrating feeling of being ready to sleep early in the evening, but still struggling to achieve restful sleep. The sleep they get is often fragmented and shallow, leaving them to wake up several times throughout the night. This constant waking, coupled with poor sleep quality, creates a cycle of fatigue that only compounds itself the following day. I can't help but reflect on how different this experience is from our younger years. When we were younger, our circadian rhythm operated like a finely tuned machine. We woke up with energy and joy in the morning, and at night, sleep came to us effortlessly. But as the years pass, everything slows down. Our internal clock loses its precision, and sleep becomes more elusive. Even if we manage to go to bed earlier, we often don't get the deep, restorative sleep our bodies crave. Tom experienced this firsthand, and it was as though his body no longer understood the cues that used to guide him into a peaceful, uninterrupted night's sleep. It felt as if the body had forgotten how to truly rest. This decline in melatonin production is particularly notable after the age of 70. The amount of melatonin our bodies produce drops to only about half of what it was during our younger years. This significant reduction makes it much harder to fall asleep and stay asleep. Without sufficient melatonin, our bodies struggle to slip into the deeper stages of sleep that are essential for physical restoration. We may find ourselves tossing and turning, lying in bed, desperately trying to fall into a peaceful slumber, only to be left wide awake and frustrated. Over time, this lack of deep sleep takes a toll on our health, leaving us feeling drained and physically run down, with each new day feeling more difficult than the last. Adding to this challenge is the fact that as melatonin decreases, the internal clock itself begins to slow down, further misaligning our circadian rhythms. This misalignment is another reason why older adults often find it harder to get quality sleep. It can become a vicious cycle. When we go to bed too early, our bodies don't receive the sleep-promoting signals they need. And without those signals, we lie awake, unable to fully relax into sleep. The result is shallow, fragmented sleep that does little to recharge us. And so, the cycle continues, each night a little more exhausting than the last. Tom's journey made him realize that the process of aging is not just about physical changes. It's about understanding how those changes affect the rhythms of our body and mind. It's a lesson in patience, in learning to listen to your body, and in making small adjustments to adapt to the new rhythms of life. It also made me reflect on how precious and fragile our sleep is, and how often we take it for granted. Sleep, the kind that restores us, isn't something that can be forced. It's something we must learn to cultivate, gently guiding our bodies to rest, even as the years pass by. Part 2: Health problems caused by going to bed too early. As we age, we often hear the familiar advice that going to bed early and waking up with the sunrise is a sign of good health, a part of the so-called ideal lifestyle. In American culture, where routines and structure are so highly revered, this idea is often seen as the pinnacle of productivity, well-being, and overall health. Many of us are conditioned to believe that early bedtimes are essential to a fulfilling life, and it's easy to embrace this idea, especially when we're younger. However, as we enter our later years, the reality can be quite different. What seemed like a universally beneficial habit can cause more harm than we realize. The truth is, for older adults, adhering to an early bedtime might not be as healthy as we've been led to believe. It's almost heartbreaking to think that something as simple as going to bed at a certain time could contribute to health problems. I've seen it firsthand in people close to me, those who, despite their best intentions, suffer the consequences of unwittingly following societal norms without fully understanding how these habits might be impacting their bodies and minds. Going to bed too early can bring on issues that, while perhaps not immediately noticeable, can deeply affect the quality of life over time. These effects are subtle, yet profound, and I think they deserve more attention. As you age, your body's internal clock, or circadian rhythm, can shift, making early bedtimes not just inconvenient but detrimental to your health. Trying to adhere to this strict routine can cause discomfort and sleep disturbances. So let's take a closer look at two key health problems that might arise from going to bed too early as we grow older. Problems that many might not even realize stem from something as seemingly harmless as trying to sleep early. Trust me, it's more complicated than it appears, and understanding this could help protect your well-being in the long run. Problem 1. The longer you sleep, the more tired you become. Pseudo-sleep state. As we age, sleep, once a comforting and refreshing experience, becomes a source of frustration. It's not just the quantity of sleep that's at stake, it's the quality that starts to slip away. Studies have shown that, with age, deep sleep, the type that allows our bodies to truly rest and repair, becomes harder to achieve. In its place, we find ourselves spending more and more time in light sleep, the kind of sleep that doesn't provide the recovery our bodies so desperately need. This shift is not just a minor inconvenience. It's a profound change that can have lasting effects on physical and mental well-being. When older adults fall into what's known as pseudo-sleep, they might think they are resting, but in reality, their bodies aren't receiving the restorative benefits of true sleep. In the early stages of sleep, during light sleep, the body starts the process of repair, but this is only the beginning. True regeneration happens in deep sleep, when the body can restore energy, repair cells, and ensure that the organs and systems function properly. Without the opportunity to enter this deeper state of sleep, older adults often wake up feeling more tired than when they went to bed. It's as if the night has passed by in vain, leaving them groggy, stiff, and drained, far from the refreshed feeling they so desperately crave. The relentless cycle of pseudo-sleep can be exhausting, both physically and emotionally. The body, never reaching that deep state of rest, is left in a constant state of fatigue. The result? A kind of mental fog that feels like a weight that won't lift, accompanied by the physical sensation of having no energy. It's not just that they wake up tired, but they remain tired all day long, no matter how many naps they try to take. Those naps, while providing temporary relief, don't seem to fill the emptiness or restore the vitality that's been lost. The exhaustion, it seems, has become a part of their existence, a burden they carry through each day. The emotional toll of poor sleep can be just as devastating. The irritability that comes with chronic fatigue, the sadness of not feeling your best, the frustration of knowing that rest is supposed to rejuvenate but only leaves you more depleted, it all weighs heavily on the soul. And as the days turn into weeks, this endless cycle of poor sleep begins to affect more than just physical health. It can lead to a deeper, more pervasive sense of hopelessness, even contributing to mental health issues such as depression or anxiety. The sense of being constantly tired is not just a nuisance. It's a cruel thief of joy, taking away the energy and enthusiasm to live life fully. But the dangers of pseudo-sleep extend far beyond tiredness. Poor sleep quality can seriously impact cardiovascular health. Prolonged periods of light sleep, without the deep, restorative sleep the body needs, can disrupt blood pressure regulation and heart rate. This increases the risk of hypertension, high blood pressure, and arrhythmias, irregular heartbeats, both of which are concerning on their own but even more so in older adults. It's not just about feeling tired, it's about a silent, underlying danger that grows with each sleepless night. Moreover, the lack of deep sleep means the brain is deprived of the crucial blood flow it needs to function properly. Deep sleep is when the body ensures that the brain receives the nourishment and circulation it requires to stay sharp and focused. Without it, an older person may begin to experience symptoms like dizziness, memory decline, and a reduced ability to concentrate. Simple daily tasks become increasingly challenging, and the frustration of losing mental clarity can feel just as debilitating as physical exhaustion. Dr. Stevens, a trusted expert in the field, advises that pseudo-sleep is often a sign of deeper health concerns that need immediate attention. If an elderly person finds themselves sleeping for long periods but never feeling refreshed, it's crucial to investigate potential underlying issues. Sleep apnea, irregular blood sugar levels, and even neurological disorders can disrupt sleep patterns and prevent the body from entering deep, rejuvenating rest. It's essential to consult with a healthcare provider to identify and treat these conditions, as managing these problems can often be the key to improving sleep quality and, ultimately, the overall health of older adults. In the end, the battle against pseudo-sleep is more than just about getting a good night's rest. It's about reclaiming one's health, vitality, and happiness. And for those who struggle with it, understanding the root cause of the problem is the first step toward taking back control. Sleep is meant to heal, to recharge, and to restore. Without it, life feels much harder than it should. But with the right approach and medical guidance, it's possible to break the cycle and finally experience the restful, restorative sleep that we all deserve. Problem 2. Psychological pressure caused by enforcing early bedtime. In many cultures, there is a deeply ingrained belief that going to bed early is essential to good health. This notion is so widespread that many older adults feel immense pressure to adhere to it, even when their bodies don't naturally feel tired. They dutifully follow the clock, hoping that by forcing themselves into bed earlier, they'll be healthier and more rested. Yet, this practice can backfire, creating an invisible, persistent psychological pressure that not only disrupts sleep but also harms overall well-being. The core issue here is the emotional toll that comes with trying to adhere to an early bedtime, especially when it doesn't align with your body's natural rhythm. As someone who has lived through the quiet struggles of aging, I understand the frustration and the quiet desperation that comes when sleep eludes you. For many older adults, the act of lying in bed, wide awake, while the clock ticks on, becomes a source of mounting anxiety. The longer it goes on, the more the anxiety intensifies, feeding into a growing fear that there might be something seriously wrong with their health. That creeping worry is enough to activate the sympathetic nervous system, the very part of our body that triggers the stress response. Ironically, this only makes it harder to relax and drift off to sleep, creating a vicious cycle. It's like you're trapped in a whirlwind. The harder you try to relax, the more stressed you become, and the further away restful sleep seems. The psychological weight of this pressure builds over time. With each passing sleepless night, there's a growing sense of dread. What if this is a permanent condition? What if sleep is just something I'll never enjoy again? Such negative thoughts begin to fester. The more a person worries about their ability to sleep, the more difficult it becomes to fall asleep. You start to feel hopeless, as if sleep has slipped through your fingers forever. The body and mind, rather than working together in harmony, are locked in a struggle. I've heard many people say, "I can never get a good night's sleep anymore," and I can feel the weight of that despair. When sleep becomes an anxiety-laden task, rather than a natural, restorative process, it only worsens. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 2 below to let me know that you are still here with me. To complicate matters further, common mistakes are often made in an attempt to adjust sleep habits, with well-intentioned but ultimately harmful results. Many older adults, in their desperation to catch up on missed sleep, resort to excessive napping during the day. It feels like a quick fix, a way to make up for the lost hours of rest. But what I've learned, and what science backs up, is that napping too much can lower the body's natural sleep pressure, making it even harder to fall asleep when nighttime comes. It's as if you're constantly disrupting the body's delicate internal clock, leaving your rhythm out of sync and amplifying the struggle to sleep at night. Similarly, staying in bed longer the next morning in an attempt to get more sleep is another trap that many fall into. I've seen how easy it is to think, just a few more hours, and I'll be fine. But the truth is, that extra time spent in bed often disrupts the body's sleep-wake cycle even further. The body doesn't catch up on lost sleep this way. Instead, it creates more confusion, making it even harder to find restful slumber the following night. When it comes to improving sleep quality, I've come to realize that the answer isn't in rigid, stress-inducing schedules or trying to force sleep when it doesn't come naturally. We need to let go of the idea that we must go to bed early or sleep for an extended amount of time to stay healthy. Our bodies are wiser than we often give them credit for. Listening to your body's natural cues, when you feel genuinely tired, is the most important thing we can do. Sleep should be a time of peace, a sanctuary for the body and mind to rejuvenate, not another source of stress or anxiety. So, take a step back, ease the pressure, and stop fighting against your natural rhythm. Embrace flexibility and allow your body to rest when it truly needs to. When we free ourselves from the constraints of rigid sleep expectations, we open the door to a more peaceful, restorative sleep cycle. In the end, this is the path to waking up feeling more rested, more energized, and more at peace with ourselves. Part 3. Scientific sleep advice from doctors for those over 70. Dr. Stevens offered Tom some deeply insightful advice about the importance of sleep, particularly for those over 70. He emphasized that the optimal bedtime for older adults is between 9 p.m. and 10 p.m. This time window, he explained, aligns closely with the body's natural internal rhythm, ensuring a seamless transition into sleep. By hitting the pillow during this time, individuals can experience the deep, restorative sleep essential for physical recovery. As we age, quality rest becomes more than just a luxury. It becomes a necessity to maintain vitality and well-being. Why is the 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. window so important for sleep? The scientific reasoning behind this timing is fascinating and profound. Research reveals that melatonin, the powerful hormone that regulates our sleep-wake cycles, begins to flood the body around 9 p.m. This natural signal gently tells the body that it's time to slow down, unwind, and prepare for the tranquility of sleep. If we go to bed too early, before melatonin has been released in adequate amounts, the body struggles to fall into the sleep mode it so desperately needs. As a result, we are deprived of the deeper stages of sleep, those precious moments when the body repairs itself. Without this critical rest, we might find ourselves tossing and turning, unable to sink into the rejuvenating deep sleep that our aging bodies crave. Going to bed too early isn't just a minor inconvenience. It can disrupt the body's natural internal rhythm, making it harder to fall into those deeper, more healing stages of slumber. It's almost as if the body is left in a state of confusion, unable to settle fully. When this happens, the night becomes filled with light, unrefreshing sleep. While light sleep is a necessary part of the sleep cycle, it doesn't give the body the profound recovery it needs. The result? Waking up feeling more tired than before, with a sense of exhaustion lingering throughout the day. It affects everything: mood, energy, and even mental clarity. It's a subtle but powerful reminder that quality sleep is far more important than the amount of time spent in bed. How much sleep do older adults need? As we age, we may be tempted to sleep longer, especially when fatigue sets in. It's only natural. But Dr. Stevens cautions against this, explaining that the ideal sleep duration for most older adults is around 7 hours per night. This amount of sleep strikes a delicate balance, enough rest to rejuvenate the body, but not so much that it leads to an overload of light sleep. While it might seem like more sleep could offer more benefits, it can work against the body's needs. Excessive sleep can crowd out the essential deep sleep stages, leaving the body deprived of the powerful regenerative effects it provides. So, instead of focusing solely on the number of hours spent asleep, it's important to prioritize the quality of that sleep. For me, the message couldn't be clearer. As we age, sleep isn't just about quantity. It's about nurturing our bodies with the kind of rest that replenishes and renews us from within. We deserve to wake up feeling alive, with energy that fuels our day. Taking care of our sleep routines and listening to the natural rhythm of our bodies is not just an act of self-care, it's an act of wisdom. It's one of the most intimate ways we can honor ourselves as we grow older, ensuring that we embrace each day with the strength, vitality, and mental clarity that truly define a life well lived. How to adjust bedtime. Achieving the perfect sleep schedule requires a gentle and gradual approach. Dr. Stevens strongly advises against making abrupt changes to your bedtime, which can leave your body feeling out of sync and restless. Instead, opt for small adjustments, only shifting your bedtime by 15 minutes each day. Over time, this gradual change will allow your body's internal clock to realign slowly with its natural rhythm. Think of it like a dance between your body and the night. Slow, steady movements are more likely to help you fall asleep with ease and enjoy the deep, restorative sleep your body so desperately craves. This process isn't just about changing the time you hit the pillow. It's about creating a nurturing environment for your body and mind. I've often found that when I take the time to honor my body's needs in a calm, slow manner, it's almost as if my body thanks me by releasing the tension of the day and welcoming sleep with open arms. But don't forget that sleep isn't just a passive state. It's something we must prepare for with intention and care. The importance of a relaxing bedtime routine. Equally essential is establishing a soothing bedtime routine that can guide you into the peaceful slumber you deserve. It's easy to get caught up in the whirlwind of the day, but setting aside time for winding down is vital for quality sleep. Dr. Stevens emphasizes the importance of avoiding electronic devices that emit blue light, smartphones, tablets, and computers, at least an hour before bed. These gadgets, while so helpful during the day, can wreak havoc on your ability to fall asleep. The blue light emitted from screens suppresses melatonin production, throwing off your body's natural rhythm and preparing your body for wakefulness instead of rest. Rather than mindlessly scrolling through emails or social media, why not opt for something gentler on the mind? Take a warm bath, listen to calming music, or pick up a book and allow the soft pages to carry you into a space of quiet reflection. I find that deep breathing exercises work wonders. Each breath is a reminder to let go of the stress of the day and to prepare my body for rest. A calming routine helps not only your body but also your mind, allowing it to ease into the stillness of the night. Creating an ideal sleep environment. As much as adjusting your bedtime is critical, creating the perfect sleep environment is equally essential. Your bedroom should be your sanctuary, a space where you can truly relax and escape the noise of the world. I've learned that the simpler, the better. Keep your bedroom quiet and well ventilated, ensuring that the air feels fresh and pure and that the temperature is comfortable. A cool, dark room promotes melatonin production, which is the key to falling into a deep, uninterrupted sleep. Your mattress and pillows should offer the perfect support. As we age, joint and muscle discomfort become more common, and if your mattress is too firm or too soft, it could disrupt your sleep. I've found that a mattress that relieves pressure points and helps maintain proper alignment can make a world of difference in my comfort levels. A good night's rest begins long before you close your eyes. It begins with your surroundings. Make them work for you, not against you. What to do when waking up in the middle of the night? It's not uncommon for older adults to find themselves waking up during the night, unable to fall back asleep. This used to leave me feeling frustrated and restless, as if I'd ruined my entire night's sleep. But now, I've learned to embrace these moments of wakefulness with calm. Dr. Stevens suggests if you're awake for more than 20 minutes, it's best to get up and engage in light stretching or have a lukewarm drink. The key is to not panic. Anxiety only works against you, stirring your mind and body into an unsettled state. I've found that when I stay calm and accept wakefulness as a natural part of life, I can return to sleep more easily. It's important to remember that waking up during the night doesn't necessarily signal a problem. So often, we create stress by worrying about being unable to sleep, when in reality, it's just a temporary phase. Embrace the calm, take a few deep breaths, or savor a warm beverage, and gently reset your mind and body. These small, mindful actions can transform a night of frustration into one of peaceful restoration. Key points to improve sleep quality. Finally, to truly enhance your sleep quality, it's important to adopt healthy habits during the day. Dr. Stevens suggests incorporating 3 key strategies into your daily routine. Respecting your body's natural rhythms, engaging in regular physical activity, and managing stress levels. These steps aren't about pushing yourself to exhaustion or forcing your body into a rigid schedule. Instead, they're about honoring your needs, listening to your body's signals, and allowing yourself the time and space to rest, recover, and rejuvenate. It's a delicate balance, but one that can lead to a vibrant, energized life full of restful nights and days brimming with joy and clarity. In my experience, making these adjustments in small, deliberate steps has brought about a profound sense of peace in my own life. Sleep no longer feels like a battle, but rather a sacred part of my daily rhythm that nourishes both my body and soul. By taking care of these details, we can all look forward to a life that's not just longer, but fuller, one where each night's rest is the foundation of a vibrant tomorrow. Method 1. Maintain good habits throughout the day. Moderate exercise. As we journey through the years, one of the most powerful tools to maintain our health and well-being, especially when it comes to sleep, is the practice of moderate exercise. I've come to deeply appreciate how such gentle activities like qigong, tai chi, or even dancing outdoors can make such a profound difference. These exercises aren't just about staying physically active. They have a soothing, restorative effect on the body. They promote better blood circulation, support healthy blood pressure levels, and help maintain the flexibility in our muscles that can often fade with age. The beauty of these exercises lies in their ability to gently move the body, almost like a quiet, rhythmic dance between the body and nature that prepares us for the peaceful sleep we all crave. When we expend energy in such a mindful way during the day, it nurtures a natural sense of tiredness by nightfall, which leads to a much-needed, restful sleep. Beyond the physical, moderate exercise also gifts us with a mental and emotional uplift that's invaluable as we age. I cannot stress enough how the release of endorphins, the body's natural feel-good hormones, helps lift spirits, eases anxiety, and even brings a sense of peace to our hearts. These hormones are like a hug for our souls, soothing our minds and creating a buffer against the stress that often accumulates in our daily lives. The result? Not only do we sleep better, but we also experience a newfound mental clarity and emotional stability that carry us through each day. Incorporating exercise into our daily routine becomes more than just a physical act. It becomes a vital ritual for nurturing our mental, emotional, and physical well-being. Sunlight exposure. As the years pass, I've come to realize that our bodies change in ways we never truly anticipate. One of those changes involves our ability to produce melatonin, the hormone responsible for regulating our sleep-wake cycle. This decrease in melatonin production can make it so much harder to fall asleep, especially as we grow older. But there's a simple yet incredibly effective solution: sunlight. Something as ordinary as stepping outside in the morning can have a powerful impact on our sleep quality. I've found that just 30 minutes of exposure to natural sunlight, especially early in the day, works wonders in resetting the internal clock that guides our body's rhythms. It's like nature itself is reminding us that a new day has begun and it's time to be awake, alive, and alert. Morning sunlight isn't just important for your sleep, it's also a beacon of health. For me, I've learned that sunlight helps our bodies produce vitamin D, a crucial nutrient for our bone health as we age. It's a daily reminder of how connected our well-being is to the natural world around us. By spending time outdoors and soaking in the sunlight, we're not just aligning our bodies to the rhythms of nature, but we're also supporting the very foundation of our physical health. Sunlight in the morning helps maintain the balance of our sleep-wake cycle, and with it, we can preserve the vitality we need to live with energy and joy. Incorporating these simple habits into our daily lives, moderate exercise and sunlight exposure, feels like a deeply nourishing practice that respects the natural flow of life. They help us not only sleep better but live better, with a sense of emotional calm and physical strength that carries us into each new day with gratitude. Method 2. Maintain good evening habits. Optimize the sleep environment. As we age, the importance of a serene and peaceful sleep environment cannot be overstated. For older adults, a good night's rest becomes more than just a luxury. It is a vital component of health and well-being. Imagine walking into a bedroom that feels like a sanctuary, a place where you can leave behind the weight of the day and surrender to relaxation. A quiet room, free from the constant distractions of modern life, creates the perfect atmosphere for signaling to your body that it's time to unwind. The temperature is just right, not too hot, not too cold, ensuring comfort that lulls you into deep, restorative sleep. Lighting plays a crucial role as well. Harsh lights and sudden noises can jolt you awake, disrupting the body's natural rhythm as it prepares for sleep. In contrast, soft, dim lighting promotes a sense of tranquility, allowing your mind to slow down and enter a state of calm. A well-curated bedroom environment isn't just about comfort. It's about creating the ideal conditions for peaceful sleep, which becomes even more important with age, as the body requires rest to heal and regenerate. Avoid stimulants. As we grow older, our bodies become more sensitive to the things we put inside them. The evening should be a time to nourish your body and mind in preparation for rest, but unfortunately, many of us still turn to stimulants like coffee, soda, or strong tea. These seemingly innocent drinks might provide a momentary energy boost, but their effects linger long after. The nervous system becomes overstimulated, making it harder for the body to relax and fall into the deep sleep it craves. I've learned the hard way that those evening cups of coffee or cola can sabotage sleep for hours. That feeling of restlessness is not worth the temporary pick-me-up. Instead, aim for a light, nourishing dinner that doesn't overwhelm the digestive system. A heavy meal can feel like a burden, causing discomfort and making sleep feel elusive. A simple, balanced meal is all you need, a light dinner that satisfies without causing strain. Giving your digestive system a break before bedtime allows your body to ease into the night, setting the stage for the restorative rest your body truly deserves. Reduce electronic device usage. In our modern world, it's almost second nature to wind down by scrolling through our phones or watching TV late into the night. But for older adults, this habit can be more harmful than we realize. The blue light emitted by phones, tablets, and televisions disrupts melatonin production, the very hormone that helps regulate our sleep cycle. I've noticed how, on nights when I allow myself to get lost in the glow of my phone, I toss and turn longer than usual. The temptation to stay connected or entertained can feel strong, but I've learned that it's essential to disconnect before bed. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 3 below to let me know that you are still here with me. I now cherish the peaceful quiet that settles over me when I step away from screens. The key is to engage in activities that encourage relaxation instead. Reading a book, listening to soothing music, or even practicing deep breathing exercises can bring about a sense of calm, signaling to your mind and body that it's time to sleep. These gentle habits provide a warm embrace of peace, helping you ease into the night and ultimately enjoy the deep, rejuvenating rest that comes from truly disconnecting from the digital world. Method 3. Handling middle-of-the-night awakenings. Waking up in the middle of the night is a challenge that so many of us face, especially as we get older. I understand how frustrating it can feel when you're lying there, wide awake, watching the clock tick by with no hope of returning to sleep. But here's the thing. You are not alone, and it's essential to remember that these nighttime awakenings are not a reflection of your worth or your health. It's just a natural part of aging, something that most older adults experience at one point or another. We all go through it, so there's no reason to beat yourself up when it happens. When you wake up in the middle of the night, it's easy to let anxiety creep in. You might start thinking, why can't I sleep? Or what's wrong with me? And that's exactly when the cycle of frustration begins. Anxiety has this sneaky way of turning our thoughts against us, activating our body's stress response and making it harder to get back to sleep. It's almost like the more you try to sleep, the more awake you become. It's so easy to forget that sleep is a natural, unforced process. Just because you wake up doesn't mean something is broken. It's a part of life, and it's okay. Understanding this simple truth can take a huge weight off your shoulders and allow you to relax rather than turn the whole thing into a stressful event. Now, if you're lying in bed for what feels like an eternity, getting more and more anxious by the minute, it might be time to try a different approach. I know it can feel like you're supposed to be good at sleeping, but when sleep eludes you, staying in bed only adds to the pressure. You're not failing. Your body just needs a break. So, gently pull yourself out of bed. Sometimes, stepping away from the environment that's causing your frustration can make all the difference. Move to a different room, perhaps dim the lights, and permit yourself to do something calming. This is your chance to slow things down, reset, and practice a little self-compassion. Try something soothing, maybe light stretching to release any physical tension you might be holding in your shoulders or neck, or sip on a warm drink. Something like herbal tea or even a cup of lukewarm water can do wonders to calm your body and signal that it's time to ease into relaxation. These simple acts might seem small, but they have a profound effect on shifting your energy from anxiety to tranquility. You're not trying to force sleep to come, you're simply nurturing your body and mind, giving them the space they need to naturally ease back into restfulness. When you finally return to bed, you'll likely find that your mind has quieted down, the pressure has lifted, and sleep comes a little easier. The key here is to take the pressure off yourself. You're not failing when you wake up in the night. You're simply being human. Sleep is a gift that will come when it's ready, and in the meantime, practicing patience and self-care can make all the difference in how we experience those quiet, awake moments in the night. I hope you found these tips on handling middle-of-the-night awakenings helpful. It's so easy to let sleep struggles become a source of stress, but as we've discussed, a little self-compassion and a few simple techniques can make all the difference. So, what have you learned so far? Is there a new approach you feel ready to try when you find yourself wide awake in the middle of the night? I'd love to hear from you. Comment below with one thing you've learned from this video that you plan to bring into your life. How do you plan to shift your mindset around nighttime awakenings? If you enjoyed this video, please leave your comment below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're here to support you on your journey to healthier, more peaceful sleep. Take care, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.